Welcome to yet another episode in the Truck Camper Build series. Don't mind this, Sherman caught me with his demon claws. Whatever, it's the way it works. So if you're new here, this is an entire series, multiple parts, okay, of building this entire truck camper. I'm actually in the truck camper, There's a lot that happened. Old Grungy got burned, you know, there's a lot of stuff. Tune in, I'll post the link. Watch the playlist, but right now this is going to be, I'm gonna say, one of the last, if not the last, actual build videos. Okay, we've been camping with this thing. You'll see that video if you want to look at it. Okay, we've already used it, but there has been one thing that has not been done, and that is the floor. As you can see, I'm vacuuming. I got the shop vac in here. I'm vacuuming up where the carpets were. Okay, I just rolled them up and I'm getting all this area, but we are going to have to get it all clean and I'm going to have to scuff some areas. So we are on to the sanding. I have an orbital sander. I'm going to put 220 on it. This plywood has been walked on, whatever, but we're just going to give it a quickie. When it comes to sanding, I'm going to hand sand the edges or the corners and then put a box fan right here blowing that way, and I have a window open in the front. Come here. Come here. Hank, what the heck are you doing there? Hank. Psst, psst. Yeah, I guess we'll go around and just do all the edges with a piece of hand sandpaper here. And then I got this is all 220 grit. I'll put it on the orbital and do like the main, you know, stuff you can get to, and just. Hi, Sherman. Now that the whole floor is sanded and vacuumed, I am going to use a tack cloth. And I'm in my socks. I'm gonna try and keep it as, oh, and it's taped. So I'm gonna try and keep it as clean as possible. I got some gloves and let's do it. Everything is tack cloth, and I have this Minwax pre-stain. I've never used this stuff, but I'll tell you what, it's like sun tea. That is like water thin. So that is dangerous. I'm gonna put my respirator on, got my headlamp. Let's do this. I forgot to set the time lapse, but essentially you just spread it around like water, like it's stained, and you wiped it on with a dripping rag and then wiped it off with a dry rag. Like there's a portion that's not completed, and that is. So, and it just looks wet. There you go. Got all of the cherry stain on there, and according to the instructions, that has to marinate for a bit. Jen took over because I can't do it, I guess. I'm not good at it. She's got a technique.
Trying to get those little teeny tiny bubbles out. But
I have Bubble City over here in the corner. I don't know what I did wrong. I'm using a foam brush, but
I mean, I think my technique is to slop it on and then smooth it out.
oh, okay. We're trying to make no bubbles, but also apply a thin coat according to the instructions. You know what it needs to be, and we're doing 2 other coats, so I wouldn't get too worried.
I mean, it seems pretty thin. But
First coat of polyurethane has dried. I'm walking on it. I have some 320 grit sandpaper. I'm just going to go around and scuff the surface very lightly. Just like that, all over. And then tack cloth it, and it's ready for the next coat. Sanding's done. You can tell that it's not as rough anymore, and there's a bunch of chalk everywhere, dust. I'm going to sweep it up best I can and then get the rest of it with the tack cloth. Come on out. Come on. Come on out. Come on out. Come on. Good morning. We got a beautiful day. This is a beautiful spring day. Well, it's not beautiful, but it's very warm out. We got a crow flying directly towards us. Let's see where he stops. He went the other way. So today is a weekend day, and I'm devoting the day, part of the day, to working on the camper. It's been a little bit. Let's get some stuff done, right, Tank? You guys ever see a choo-choo train? Half fail. Alright, in the camper, we got the next thing going on here. Pulled all the tape, getting ready for caulking the corners around the entire floor to seal it up. There's some pretty decent sized gaps here. I guess I should have, well, it's just the way it is. So let's get ready to caulk this, and then here comes Sherman. He wants to know, I'm talking. Right, Sherman? So here's the deal. This piece here is actually this lip. I wanted to cut this off. I don't know if I think the floor was supposed to be built up to the top of this, but I just didn't get to that yet, if I'm even gonna do it. But I can't cut this lip off because sometimes water sits in here, because this is where the door is, and then there's a gap right there. So this is the door frame, and all this has to get brushed, like wire brushed, to make it look good. And so the situation is, I'm gonna straighten this out, and I'm gonna brush the inside of this just to get it. That's the only spot I'm gonna brush because I'm gonna caulk right there. So right now I'm just gonna do one of these deals and straighten this out the best I can with these linemen. Get this brushed right here like this with two hands, and I'll show you when I'm done. Use the drill, wire brushed all of this area here. Then I use this little wire brush here to get the corners, and you can see I'm going to vacuum this up. I did hit this with the drill a little bit, but oh well. But you can see these gaps. I mean, these are some serious problem gaps down in there. That's what we're looking to fix with the caulking. So I got this DAP Dynaflex 230. It's the same caulk that I did on all the corners of the paint, except for this one's cedar tan, which will go with the floor a little bit better. And essentially I'm just going to go and caulk all the corners, anywhere that I missed the edges. If there's gaps like right there, you got to caulk all that, because you know you don't want nothing running under there. And then this area, because the door was closed when I stained this, there's an entire area here that was missed of polyurethane. It's probably 3/4 of an inch wide, so I'm gonna have to go with a real wide bead of caulk there that you're probably gonna see, but you know what, like you're probably gonna see it when this is closed. Maybe not, but you know what, I'd rather have that sealed and see it than not. Got some spray away glass cleaner, and we are going to use that as a little bit of a prepping all the edges. So I'm going to go around the whole thing here. So this is the final complete situation here for the floor. We got one coat of gloss We got 2 coats of gloss polyurethane and then 1 top coat of satin. So it doesn't have as much of a sheen. And we like that look. It's a pretty light stain, but it worked out. And with the brass screws, it matches the rest of the camper. And then you can tell that all the caulking is done. And that's it. I got wet seekers on. I'm walking in here, so this is the first true test, I guess. And we're just going to use it at this point. Or from now on, we're just going with it. Oh, there's Tank. You just decided to jump in here, huh? Tank. Whoa.
So they grew up in the camper since they were little kittens. So that's it? That's all you're going to say?
Yeah.
It wasn't much of an outro.
That's it.